hizi tunajenga madarasa mengine 16,000 ya grade 9 kwa sababu hawa watoto wa Kenya, na kwa hawa watoto hata mimi mtoto wangu yuko katika hii mtaratara hii ya CBC. My own child. Ni mnanielewa? Najua mara nyingi viongozi kama mimi wanapeleka watoto wao kwa sijui inaitwa ile ya wazungu, lakini mimi nimesema kama mimi ni rais na mimi nasimamia masomo ya watoto wa Kenya, lazima mtoto wangu awe katika hiyo masomo ya watoto wa Kenya. It is the only way other parents can trust their children with an education.
From Lightcast TV. Interesting take from President Ruto there, who is reiterating that one of his kids is actually enrolled in the CBC curriculum, and that's why he's talking about building of classrooms for grade 9 students come next year. As you've heard, President Ruto has made countless promises to the people of Kirinyaga, saying that the land that has been apportioned there is going to be used to do a couple of things, of which, according to the common mwananchi, it seems like, let me say it in the very language that the Kenyans understand, stories za jaba. Hizo zote ni stories za jaba. Because the moment he was sworn in, and he said, and I quote verbatim, nikiweka Biblia yangu chini atateremsha uchumi.
Yeah, so looks like he said that nikiweka Biblia yangu chini nitaanza kuwadanganya, and maybe
okay, he said at that time when he was speaking during the inauguration, when he was just been sworn in as the president of Kenya, and Uhuru Kenyatta had just handed over the baton to him as being the president. Well, the people at that time, especially the people from Mount Kenya, you remember that time?
Yeah.
There was a lot of jubilation from the people of Mount Kenya, because they felt as if this was a new dawn, and they felt that the political establishment that was there, the political dynasty that used to rule the Kenyan population, the people, the families that have been there in politics for a very long time, like the likes of Moi, the likes of the Odingas, the likes of the Kenyattas are no longer there. Now we have a new fresh breed that is going to bring a new fresh development agenda, and is going to ensure that the people from the common the common ground, the people from the boda society, the people, the mama mboga society, especially the commoners, they are going to benefit now. Come back to 2 years later, and now things have shifted. The tables have turned. Don.
Yeah, so things are very, very interesting, because the way that you've said, people maybe voted for him thinking maybe they wanted a change from the normal leadership that Kenya imekuwa nayo, like the Mois and the Uhurus, but ama the Kenyatta, sorry, but things seems to take a very funny turn, because even though Sakaja actually was defending Ruto, saying that he has been in the government for only 2 years, and that people were like forcing Ruto to correct the mistakes that were made in 60 years in 2 years. First of all, which mistakes were made in 60 years? Does it mean that during the reign of Kibaki, during the reign of does it mean that during the reign of Kenyatta, that is Jomo Kenyatta, and then President Moi, and then Kibaki, and then Uhuru, and then now Ruto? Does it mean that for the past 60 years all those presidents have been making only mistakes, so that maybe for Sakaja to come out and say that we are pressuring Ruto to correct the mistakes that were made in those 60 years. First of all, did we elect Ruto to come correct mistakes or to bring development? That's very interesting, because how can you say that we want Ruto to correct those mistakes? I think the purpose of Ruto being elected as president was to bring development to the people, bring positive things to the people, because people listen to the the manifesto, and people also, maybe according to the things written on the manifesto, those things can help the people na itakuwa able kusaidia watu to proceed but to develop. But venye tunaona vitu zimekuwa interesting. We are seeing that right now in every aspect of President Ruto's government, in health, education, like everything is in shambles, and nothing is good. As in, there's nothing promising that things will be good. You understand? So I guess right now it's like people have already given up. You see, as much as we say that it's still early for people to complain. I think 2 years is enough. I think the only thing that Ruto angefanya hapa is just to take one thing and perfect it. You see, if for example you are in a relationship, at least let your partner know you that you are good at this, not you are not good at anything at all, even in 1 year, or in 1 month, or during the dating period. You understand? So it's very difficult for you to convince people that 2 years is very early for them to complain, because everything right now is in shambles. We have seen the issue to do with the NHIF. I think the approach they used to shift from NHIF to SHIF is just, it wasn't a very well calculated move. And every time Ruto is blamed on something, like we saw he's being blamed kwa mambo na SHIF, and right now he came up and changed the script, and he sacked the CEO of SHIF so that to shift public attention, and we saw that news in every public media was saying that it's a breaking news. How is it a breaking news when someone of parastatal is being sacked? That is not a breaking news. Yes, it's of national interest, but it's not really news of to shift attention of people. Like we saw in Citizen, KTN, NTV, and K24 that was a breaking news, and people saw. Actually, I saw the comment pale kwa TikTok wakisema that move looked like it was sponsored by the government to shift the minds of people. You understand? And it was a breaking news for almost 1 hour. So, and then yesterday now at this when Ruto went to Soweto, this place was Soweto, and in Nairobi, and on Saturday during an event in Embu, Ruto told those the Kenyans or the Catholic Church that they like Ruto had a good week with them. As in, I think it was somehow being funny, or being is it called being cynical or sarcastic, because people already knew what he was doing, and the comment he made insulting or attacking the Catholic Church, and he went further and told them that he will be visiting one of their churches, and on Sunday we saw that he went to Soweto Catholic Church in Nairobi. And then the things that the Catholic Church were accusing him of, especially lying to the public about particular issues, especially issues to do with health and education, SHIF, as in matters development, is the actual thing that he went to do that hapo kwa Catholic Church. I think it was somehow like how can I put it? I can't put it in a very rogue language, but it was like trying to slap them back, like you have nothing to do, or you can't do anything about this, and like I'm the president of this of Kenya, and I'm entitled to be at any place, anywhere, and I can say anything I want without you having a say over it. Because if, for example, you are in a relationship with a person, and you accuse a person of doing this, maybe cheating, for example, and the person comes and or the man comes and says the face of the woman, like you see, when a woman accuses a man of cheating, and the man comes and says that attacks the woman and says there's nothing you can do, and the man goes on bringing that the woman he is cheating with to the house and cheated. It's like cheating in front of the wife now, like in an open public, and continuing to do that. You understand? So I think Ruto anasemanga Ruto is ni kichwa ngumu, as I can put it, because that move wasn't good, and we saw Kenyans in Soweto were very excited, and Ruto made a lot of promises that he will accomplish. That he will accomplish to them. We saw he promised to build to use that Jacaranda grounds, the grounds on which bunge la wananchi wanafanyia siasa, that he will use that 32-acre ground to build school, junior school, primary, I guess, and high school, and also build affordable house, and also build a stadium, and build hospital, something like that. And then you wonder, is it really practical for maybe that ground to hold such, like those? It's like a city. I can put it. It's like somehow a city. How can like such a small ground hold all those amenities? And people were there cheering on those promises. And we saw he also told that he also said that the building of those projects will start as soon as today, being Monday, the 17th of November. And he further went and promised them roads, and he told them that those roads will be delivered by by January, after people have celebrated Christmas, and they find good roads, they will find water, they will find other things, and also promise to give 5 million to those to that church. As in, there were just a lot of promises. If maybe you have not listened to it, you can go to our TikTok page. We have uploaded those videos there. Yeah, it's exciting. What do you think? It's exciting of what President Ruto is doing.
I think what President Ruto is doing, he's just playing his cards out right to the people he has lost trust with. I think he knows that he has lost trust with the Mount Kenya people, seemingly for the actions that he took by engaging Parliament, Senate, and the courts to impeach Gachagua. And also the people on the ground, the common mwananchi, are not happy because of his track record of speaking and not doing.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that he actually reiterated before the people in church in Soweto, whereby he said that the 32-acre piece of land is going to do a couple of those things where you've highlighted, like building of church, building a stadium, building schools. I think he's just playing right into the minds and hearts of the residents there in Soweto, maybe thinking that maybe he will use his tongue to try and capture their minds in a way that he will, colonize them and not make them think negatively about him. But then he's out of cards that he is playing, and he realizes again that he doesn't have a lot of time, and he is looking for other cards to use so as to ensure that he gains ground with the population in Kenya, because he was voted in to ensure that the legacy that was left by Uhuru is exterminated. But now that Uhuru Kenyatta has gained ground, and after 1 year of absence, it felt like he is now the president, and now Ruto is being shunned. I think that is something that he is contemplating. That is something that he is thinking about. And he knows that Kenyans are now woke, especially the Gen Zs. And as we can remember, into this year, 2024, the finance bill, we rejected the 2024 finance bill. Was rejected by the Gen Zs and also the millennials. We saw millennials who were supporting the fact that this tax bill, if it goes through, it's going to hurt the pocket of the common mwananchi, and is going to, make the government richer, and the Kenyan mwananchi to cry foul and ask why they chose the government. Speaking of the development policies that the government is bringing on board in matters to do with SHA, and trying to do away with NHIF, I think the transition from NHIF, the pilot system, the plans that were being put on board to ensure that there is a smooth transition has not materialized. Because I talked to my mother from the county where she comes from, and she told me that she is having a lot of problems because she was in NHIF, and now that transition from NHIF to Shisha is a huge problem, and so many people are dying because they cannot access that kind of treatment, and even the systems that have been put in place are not actually working. I don't know what the people in the ICT sector are doing so as to ensure that these systems are working all over the country. Even in Nairobi, it's becoming a problem, and most of the people are now complaining. They're now going to private hospitals. Private hospitals are charging extra cash, of which the common mwananchi does not have. Speaking of education, the classes that he talked about that are needed to be built are yet to be seen. So it's just a matter of lip service. I think what President Ruto is very good at is playing PR gimmicks to the common mwananchi and paying lip service to the people. And yet we are still asking for tangible development on the ground. We are asking for tangible development. We don't want talk. The common mwananchi are sick and tired of watching President Ruto talk the talk and not walk the talk. He's actually talking and not walking the talk. So he is actually losing ground. And if he does not change his strategy, or he does not play his card right, I don't know what he has on his sleeve, but time is running out. It's barely 2 years in the UDA government. And you can see how most of the people that he had behind his back are now estranged them. People like Gashagwa, people like the former Secretary General of UDA are now talking ill about him, and now they're exposing him. So it's just a matter of time. And so many people are saying that he's a one-time president. The people in the Mount Kenya region are hurting. They're asking for a time to heal. They don't want to be taken for granted.
So I guess I think right now people are tired, but it's like they don't have anything to do about it. It's like people are tired, they have nothing to do about it. That's why pia kwa TikTok people are they're coming up with stuff, memes hapa na pale. We saw even there's a meme actually trending on TikTok, like Ruto is speaking and then they say we listen but we don't judge. that means like you see Kenyans always have this culture of like trying to find trying to find happiness in times of difficulties. It's like when you try to live with depression, yeah, things will not go well. So you just have to find laughter or comfort in like in some ways. You understand? It's like uko nyumba yako inapitia maishu ama inapitia floods ama vitu kaa hizo ya struggles, but you just have something to just look for something to make you happy, because saying like while saying that wacha kitu itakuja tu ipite, understand, it's like a season, it will come and go, and maybe kutakuwa na other issues huko mbele. So I guess people right now are just like, we don't have anything to do about Ruto. Let him just do his things, and na ataenda, and I don't know. So I think the issue here now, it comes to 2027. Will the people repeat the mistakes they did? Bearing in mind the most of the voters, they come 2027, they will be the Gen Zs, most of them, because I guess if they'll be able to keep that spirit up to 2027 and not shaken, because we saw the leaders of the Gen Z movements right now, the famous leaders or the first leaders, in quotes, maybe those people that were seen to be leading the movement, they are right now siding with the politicians. We saw the likes of Kasmuel that you've said joined Azimio. We saw I don't remember the name of the lady, but we saw her with the Kalonzo. So I don't know if and then before even Kasmuel came and joined joined the ODM, we saw some of the Gen Z that was seen as leaders walianza kulaumiana. One of them gave remember one of them who gave Ruto the platform to speak on Twitter Spaces, and things didn't go well for him. People were just angry with him. Others saying that, oh, we cannot, the Gen Z cannot be leaderless. Others claiming that the leaders of the Gen Z, like there was a little bit of a blame game, of which I don't know. But if the Gen Z resume with that strength, because I saw there is a planned demonstration. I don't know if it's 20th November. They're planning to demonstrate. If they'll be able to bring that movement and maintain that strength and maintain that push, I think they'll be able, because the push that the Gen Z did, it shook Ruto, and then maybe Ruto mistook it for the opposition. That's why he brought the ODM members into his government. I sense he concluded wrong, because that demonstration, the Gen Z demonstration, wasn't a force created by the ODM by then. So we just pray that I think the only option is 2027. People should come out and and maybe wamtoe, and then they look for a better option, because I saw someone saying that the Gen Z should or the people should stand with anybody that will be contesting for presidency with Ruto. Like anybody, hata kama ni ng'ombe, so I'd rather go for a cow than Ruto. Hata kama ni chura, I'd rather go for a frog than Ruto. Hata kama ni nyoka, I'd rather go for nyoka than Ruto, like in 2027, so that they remove him from power, because right now things are not going on well. So even you can see on Twitter, on Facebook, on TikTok, you see those comments, I see that people don't trust him at all. As in, as much as he has bought some online media or some online bloggers to counter. You see, there's this meme that iko na kichwa ya Ruto that has been trending. the government bloggers have come up with their own memes to counter that. I think they saw after the Embu meeting, all things were not well with Ruto because the ground has actually left him. So they thought of a strategy to counter that because at first they were ignoring, and right now that meme, it's a demonstration on its own. It's speaking on its own, and you can see there on the comment, people are just here you can see like 100% of the comments are just like, we don't trust Ruto. We see like someone saying that we all know it's a lie. Ngojea the Vampire Diaries, and katinani wanapiga makofi hapo, wacha ibada ishe tukutane. You see, like Ruto coming out and saying that he'll build road, and right now November is ending and December is starting. He'll build road within 1 month, and by January it's done. That's just comedy. It's like Ruto has become a stand-up comedian, and people are used to his lies. Now those lies are now jokes. You understand? To an extent of people saying that we listen but don't judge. It's like we are used to your language. We are used to you talking that way. We are used to your lies. So Ruto right now is ni kama amekuwa a clown, and people are now Ruto has become a clown. Like, we are willing to welcome you to our platform, utuchekeshe. You understand? It's like a stand-up comedian for hire. You come up, kuja kwa event yetu, utuchekeshe, but we actually don't believe on what you are saying. You understand? So I think before we end, we just urge Kenyans to the only chance we have, like right now, Ruto coming out of presidency is before 2027. Just that's it will be hard. It may be possible, but it will be hard, and it will take a lot of efforts to maybe remove him for those who want him to be removed. But 2027 will have like the final say. You understand?
I think there are institutions in this country, the non-governmental institutions like the Kenya Commission for Human Rights, and all other government institutions that deal with governance, corruption, graft, that deal with issues to do with development and holding the government accountable. I think they need to pull up their socks and ensure that the government is doing their due diligence to ensure that they are doing what is right for the Kenyan people. Remember, according to the Constitution, it has been written in the chapter 1 of the Constitution, power belongs to the people. So that means that in the year 2022, when people were voting for Ruto, they donated power for Ruto to take the power and to bring development and ensure that the Kenyan people have a comfortable place to live in, that he needs to create an enabling environment for the common mwananchi to thrive in matters to do with employment, in matters to do with education, in matters to do with health. They had reiterated in their UDA economic manifesto that they are working to ensure that there is free primary education, to ensure that their health care is free, and also to ensure that the boda boda and the mama mbogas have credit to ensure that there is trade and that their businesses are blooming. So Ruto, wherever he is as the president of this country, he needs to understand that the Kenyans are woke and we are just watching him. We may not be able to oust him out of government. Probably even this coming protest by the Gen Zs might not be fruitful in ensuring that he is ousted out of the chair as the president. But this should serve as a wake-up call for the president to let him know that power is transient and that he needs to do what needs to be done. He removed Deputy Gashagwa on the premise that he was bringing a lot of division amongst the Kenyan people and lauding the Mount Kenya people more than the other parts of the country. And now that he has ousted Gachagua on those grounds, now he needs to go back to the drawing board and come up with a plan that will ensure the Kenyan people are happy with him and not continue this shenanigans of just stories za jaba. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we can sign out. And if you're watching on YouTube, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, Lightcast TV Kenya. And you can also cross over to other platforms. We are on Facebook, Lightcast TV Kenya. And also on TikTok, Lightcast TV Kenya, X, Lightcast TV Kenya. And thank you very much for watching. And you can also help us by sharing this video for it to reach more people. And if you have your comment or you say about the issue, you can tell us up our comment section. Thank you very much for tuning into this video.